Alright, so I guess the stream just started. Yeah, so I made this post recently. I said I was going to dub this case. So, yeah, I have nothing else to do right now. So, we're just going to get this over with. Yeah, I watched like the first 5 minutes of this, and I gotta tell you, it's promising. It seems very promising to me, so I'm trying this case specifically. It's not prob. It's probably not gonna go well. Alright then, never mind. Never mind that. Wait, um, we have equality. 1080p. And here we go. Oh no, my internet. Oh, alright. It works. Hello, lawyers. I'm the judge and I'm qualified. Wait, this is way too fast. Let's slow the video down. Hey. Alright, it's working. I'm sorry it's slowed, but hello, your lawyers. I'm the judge and I'm qualified at law. Hello. The defense is ready to defend. Alright, I'm sorry for the video being slowed down. Otherwise, I'm unable to just, yeah, I'm unable to read this at normal speed. The prosecution is ready to lose again. Very well. Let's hear the testimony at once. State your name and profession. Must I cooperate? Yes, you must state your name and profession or I will be very angry. You're an angry man, Miles Edgeworth. Do you have a problem? My anger issues are part of my job. State your name and profession or I will yell at you again. I'm the testimony and I'm a professional witness. Thank you, Miss Testimony. You may proceed. Oh my god. I saw Maya kill Mr. Victim. I was eating chips when Maya appeared with a knife stabbing the victim, Mr. Victim. She stabbed him over and over again, then cut his face off and ate. It was so scary. And then grabbed my chips and told her they tasted better, so she stabbed me. I hate that bitch. She continued eating Mr. Victim's intestines, and the waiter called an ambulance while I bled on the floor. She ate Mr. Victim's liver and I continued eating my chips. I had already paid for our dinner, so she kissed me and left before the ambulance. That was a good testimony, the best I've heard in my career. I'm sure this story is not true. Phoenix Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Phoenix Wright, do not harass the witness with questions. Do not harass the witness with questions. I need to pee, and I will punish you if I wet the bed. Yes, Your Honor. There is no point in the cross-examination, Your Honor. She said she saw everything. That's not how we do this. The justice system has rules. There is a whole process to follow. How do you know that? I told him so yesterday. Oh my god. I'm so slow. I need to pee. Okay. Come on. There's a whole process to follow. How do you know that? I told him so yesterday. I told him. Oh my god. I told him so yesterday when we went out for drinks. The justice system is right. Phoenix Wright is a defense attorney. I quit. So this is where I stopped watching the video. So the rest of the video is a mystery for me. Let's see the end of it, I guess. I saw my FL kill Mr. Victim. Is this true? Yes. Damn it. Carry on. I was eating chips and my FA appeared with a knife and stabbed Mr. Victim. She stabbed him over and over again and then cut his face off and ate it. It was so scary. Did she scare any... Hold on. Stab him. It was so scary. Did she share any of the face with you? I have a face I can make facial expressions with my... Whatever. Did you get to eat any of Mr. Victim's face? No, not at all. I then grabbed my chips and told her they tasted better, so she stabbed me. How did you know the chips tasted better than the face? Excuse me? You said you never ate any of Mr. Victim's face. So how did you know your chips were better? They're really good chips imported from Germany. I found your chips in the crimes. These chips aren't from Germany. They're homemade chips. This is irrelevant. Chips don't have to be from Germany to taste good. I had chips imported from Disney World and they tasted better. Maybe not better than a face, but I confidently say, bro. The only thing that's irrelevant is you because you quit. You can't prove that. Phoenix Wright acid attorney. Stop arresting acid attorney investigation. Smile Sedgwick. My job is difficult. I am German and I don't taste like good chips. Continue your testimony. I hate that bitch. She continued eating Mr. Victim's intestines and the waiter called an ambulance when I bled on the floor. Did the waiter notice anyone eating Mr. Victim's face? Of course he did. He isn't blind. Why didn't he call the police? Fuck the police. A reasonable argument, carry on. This is a tough one, Nick. We have to find the flaw in their testimony. I'm trying. She ate Mr. Victim's liver and I continued eating my chips. I had already paid for our dinner, so she kissed me and left before the ambulance arrived. You had paid for the dinner? What do you mean by that? I paid for our food. Though she left a tip for the waiter, she was very nice. I was scared when she murdered Mr. Victim, but she also taught me that blood is a real good sauce for chips. I dropped the chip and she picked it up, dipped it in blood and gently put it in my mouth. That's so romantic. Sure, by romantic you mean undercooked. I felt the connection. I fell in love with her. Oh my gosh. I thought you said you hated her. What? Why would you say that? In your testimony you said that you hate that bitch. That is a contradiction. Can you tell us more about how you feel about Maya? Do you love her? Do you hate her? I love her. She fed me love and juice very well. Please update your testimony. I saw Maya Fey kill Mr. Victim. I was eating chips when Maya Fey appeared with a knife and then stabbed Mr. Victim. She stabbed him over and over again, then cut his face off and ate it. It was so scary. I then grabbed my chips and told her they tasted better, so she stabbed me. I love that. She continued eating Mr. Victim's intestines and the waiter called an ambulance when I bled on the floor. She ate Mr. Victim's liver and I continued eating my chips. Then she paid for the dinner and left before the ambulance arrived. This updated testimony reads like poetry. Phoenix Wright is a lawyer, not a critique, so he's rude. There's nothing more to say, Your Honor. Arrest Maya Fey and execute Phoenix Wright. I think we're done here. Clearly Maya Fey murdered Mr. Victim. You're about to lose the case, Nick. I recommend doing something. Your Honor, this is a big misunderstanding. What do you mean? Maya Fey is innocent. She's the witness girlfriend. They were on a date at the restaurant. Mr. Victim was the main dish. Maya Fey is just... Oh my god. Yes, but Mr. Victim wasn't on the menu. By law, this is a crime. Mr. Victim was in the menu. Prove it. You can't. Yes, I can. I have the menu right here. I can see there's hamburgers, bunny legs, and toasted wine. What I can't see anywhere is Mr. Victim. Yeah, duh. Holy crap. If the defense cannot prove that Mr. Victim was a dish, then this trial is over. Nick, this is getting out of control. I will summon my sister. Mia, Phoenix, I can help you. Remember, your client is innocent. Use evidence to prove it. Thank you, Mia. Your advice will save my career. Your Honor, Mia is right. My client is innocent. She is? What makes you say that? It is my job, sir. Ah, that's very impressive. Yes, I wish to call the evidence to testify. That is part of my job. No, not the evidence. You can't just bring the evidence to the courtroom just like that. The evidence's testimony will prove that the menu... How do you know that? Can you prove that the evidence is relevant to this case? It's true that you cannot bring any witnesses that you want here. How is the evidence relevant? It's relevant, Your Honor. Do you promise? Yes. Alright, I will give you another chance. But I'm warning you, Phoenix Wright. I will punish you every 5 minutes until you run out of breath. Yes, Your Honor. Good day, Ace Attorneys. Hello. Lovely weather, eh? I wouldn't know. I am indoors. Haha, that is not true. You are an attorney in the law. Your misinformation is disgusting. I'll put you in jail later. I may sit indoors because I'm married to my husband, Mr. Indoors. I apologize. I didn't know you were married. Tell us your name and profession. My name is The Evidence and I'm evidence. Very well. You may proceed. Okay, I need a small break. Oh my god, I gotta have a drink. Holy crap. This is so intense. Holy crap. My gosh. Let's continue, I guess. I can confirm that the menu the prosecution showed was fake. The real menu includes Mr. Victim. How? How can you confirm that the menu is fake? The receipt. Mr. Victim is on the receipt, so he must have been on the menu as well. Your Honor, I request that you ignore the witness. He's outrageous. The witness isn't just outrageous. He is a witness. He was there. He saw everything happen on using his eyes. His eyes? That's right. I have 2 eyes, sir. Why 2? I have a spare eye in case the other ones. How thorough. Did both of your eyes see the crime? Or only one? I don't remember. Where was your spare eye? The crime. It wasn't a crime scene because it was in my pocket and I was in the crime scene. Where exactly is the crime in the crime scene? Where I was inside the murder weapon. What were you doing? I only... So you saw the weapon. Oh my god. I saw as clearly as your bones. That's great to hear. You must be a very good witness. I think I am. It runs in the family. What exactly did you see? I was knitting in my house when I suddenly Mr. Victim was stabbed to death. Who stabbed him? I didn't see who did because I was knitting. I just knew someone had been stabbed, and when I looked out the window, I saw Mr. Victim impaled with a murder weapon while a woman screamed about chips. But then who killed Mr. Victim? You ask too many questions. I don't like it. The audience is outraged that the evidence is crying. It was only cute for the first 15 minutes. I want to go home. It has been decided that the witness must stop crying. I guess that is fair. Am I done here? Yes. You may return to my pocket. Okay, Your Honor, we have a receipt showing us that a customer paid the restaurant for Mr. Victim. You don't have a receipt. The evidence only said that there is a receipt, but we're yet to see it. That's true. Where's the receipt? It doesn't matter, Your Honor. It doesn't? No. It matters. The prosecution is right to be confused. Can you prove that it doesn't matter? It doesn't matter because the testimony contradicts the evidence. What? The testimony denies that Maya Fey was just doing her job when she murdered Mr. Victim because he was on the menu, but the evidence confirms that Mr. Victim was in the menu. That is contradiction. But who should we believe? The testimony or the evidence? I have a witness that will confirm that Mr. Victim was not in the menu. Your Honor, I don't want to meet more people tonight. Me neither. I promise you will like it. I am the next witness. Very well. It is true that I like you. Do you like me too, Your Honor? You have fun here. Why is everyone obsessed with my hair? I was there when the crime happened. I was enjoying a hamburger with curly fries when I suddenly heard someone say chips taste better than a raw face. The waiter ran to the phone and called an ambulance. I heard him say that a man had been stabbed. The ambulance said it was on its way and it ordered a roasted turkey with mashed potatoes. I told the waiter I'd like that as well, but he ignored me, so I didn't tip him, and I told him that I would decrease his salary. Then Mr. Victim died. The important thing here is that I looked at the menu because I was there. Mr. Victim wasn't in the menu. Thank you, Miss Miles Edgeworth Investigations. Phoenix Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. I will object to everything, Your Honor. I was there when the crime happened. Why didn't you mention this before? I was faking my death. Why? I am a very sad man. I thought it would make me feel better if I went out on a date. You were on a date? With whom? Nobody. I was alone. Alone? You were stood up? The witness is a beautiful and wealthy man. That would never happen. I wasn't stood up. I was faking my death. I had to date with death. Why didn't you mention this before? My sex life is personal. I didn't think it was relevant. Please update your testimony. I was on a date with Death when the crime happened. Did Death ever show up? Yes, at the exact time of death of Mr. Victim, Death arrived. Have you considered that Death might have been responsible for Mr. Victim's death? How dare you be so rude? That is a very serious accusation, What makes you think Death was involved in the murder? The time of death, Your Honor. It coincides with this arrival. That could not have stabbed Mr. Victim. Why not? Because Death cannot exist at the same time as life. Death couldn't stab Mr. Victim because Mr. Victim was decapitated and Death arrived. Oh my gosh, that is 4 seconds too. That is very inconvenient for me. I guess I will just change the subject. Duh. Phoenix Wright. Duh. What is going on? You lose many health points from this. At least he didn't say anything about my hair this time. I was enjoying a hamburger with curly fries when I suddenly heard someone say chips taste better than a raw face. And you heard the testimony speak to the murderer then. Did you see the person she was talking to? No, I must admit I didn't pay attention. My diet strictly prohibits raw face and I prefer curly fries over chips. Tell me more about the diet. Why does it prohibit raw face? I am a lawyer. Lawyers can't eat people's faces since they may be useful in court assistance. That's true, Nick, right? I have my scissors quick. Very true. Keep it safe, Maya. It might come in handy later. Then the waiter ran to the phone and called an ambulance. I heard him say that a man had been stabbed. Is that true? No, but you can't prove otherwise. I can. You're lying. Prove it. If you can't prove that he's lying, then he's not lying. This is suspicious, Nick. Maybe there's evidence that he's lying. Miles Edgeworth, you are a liar. What? The waiter didn't call an ambulance. The ambulance called the waiter. That's why the ambulance ordered food. This can't be happening. Why are you so smart? You're an annoying idiot. You should change your legal name from Miles Edgeworth to Miles Liar. That should be easy. I'm a lawyer. The testimony also said that the waiter were an ambulance. She was hysterical, Your Honor. She can't be trusted. That's a very good point. I will have her arrested so she can put on an electric chair. Hysterical people are nuts. The electric bill is expensive. The law requires that you put your taxes. I'm going to tweet about this. The ambulance said it was on its way and it ordered a roasted turkey with mashed potatoes. I told the waiter I'd like that as well, but he ignored me, so I didn't tip him, and I told him that I would decrease his salary. Why did the waiter ignore you? I was faking my death, so he must have thought I was dead. You must be very good at it. I am not just very good at it, Phoenix, right? I have killed myself Olympically 7 times. 7 times? That is impressive. I am very impressive. Look at my hair. Look at my outfit. I am an impeccable specimen. I don't think his hair is better than mine. And Mr. Victim died. Did you hear him? No, I never had the pleasure to meet him in person. I only saw him once, and that's when he was dead. I didn't even know he was him because he didn't have a face. I had to ask him for his name. He told me he was indeed Mr. Victim. Did he tell you anything else? I said hello to him and then explained that I was faking my death. I thought he was faking his death too, and he told me he was not faking it. He was dead. Did he tell you who killed him? I didn't ask. That seemed like a very personal question, and I didn't know him. It was a very solid story, Nick. What do we do? You should dance to calm down and concentrate. I love dancing. I do that all the time. The important thing here is that I looked at the menu because I was there. Mr. Victim wasn't the menu. If he wasn't the menu, then why was he eating at the restaurant? Idiot, right? You are a stupid man. It was just murder there. You're right. I am being stupid. Stupidity is punishable by Oh wow. Okay, let's take a break for a second. I need to catch my breath after this. Holy crap. My cheek muscles are so tense right now. Okay. Alright. I pronounce you dead and alive. Wait, what? Wait. Whatever. Ha. Ha. Nice try, Your Honor. You're Arnold as fuck. I am Phoenix. When I die, I rise from the ashes and play the Ace Attorney once again. That seems like a little unfair. Is it even ethical? Yes, it is. I have a badge. Excellent point. I will give you one more chance to disprove the testimony's credibility, but if you fail, you will pay with your blood again. Thank you, Your Honor. What a waste of time. My testimony is perfect. It is obvious that I faked my death. If you can't fake your death, you can fake a menu. I did not fake the menu. How dare you accuse me of such a thing, you big pervert? You're saying you were looking at the real menu, then? Obviously. Phoenix right, this is a waste of time. You're losing them, Nick. Maybe you can try using evidence to win. You're wrong, Miles Edgeworth. What's this about now? Mr. Victim was in the menu. Deception, Your Honor. Deception, not abstraction. I know the menu very well. I was there when it was written in 2007. Mr. Victim was not in it. He was not on the menu that you saw, but he was in the menu. What a vivid imagination, but you must be on drugs. The menu I saw, the restaurant's menu. Wrong. You're looking at the kids menu, which doesn't have roasted turkey with mashed potatoes. It only has ice cream, Happy Meals, hamburger with curly fries, Ratatouille, Cars 3 and Buzz Lightyear. That's why the waiter ignore you when you ask for them. Mr. Victim's stable didn't have children, so they didn't have kids' menus. I am too adult to be a kid. You're not. Eh? What makes you say that? You are faking your death. This means you assumed a new identity in Miles' investigations too. You were born that day. You're a baby. Damn it, I should not have updated my birth certificate. You weren't on the day of that. You were celebrating your birthday. No one came to my birthday party because they were at my funeral. Your Honor, this proves that the evidence was right. Mr. Victim wasn't in the menu. Your Honor, stop this silliness or I'll decrease your salary. Mr. Victim couldn't be on the menu. Why not? How many times can you need a Mr. Victim? Once. So you need many Mr. Victims to run a restaurant with him on the menu. I suppose the problem is that this isn't Mr. Victim season. There aren't enough of them right now. It's a seasonal dish. This is not Mr. Victim season. This is winter. But what about the receipt? It is a mystery I plan to solve. We shall take a break and then we shall continue. Alright, let's take a break again then. Damn, am I gonna run out of water just because of this? Oh my god. My cheeks. I'm actually a little dizzy from all this. This is actually so intense. I'm not sure this is going well, Nick. Don't worry, Maya. I am the Ace Attorney. You're wrong, Nick. What? What do you mean? You're not the Ace Attorney. You haven't been... Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Oh, alright then. I'm deeply sorry for this. What do you mean? You are not the Ace Attorney. You haven't been so since 2001. You are Phoenix, right? Spirit of justice. Spirit? Am I dead? That would explain why I can see you. I can talk to the dead because I'm a medium. Medium? Yes. I see dead people. What about everyone else? They see me. Are there mediums too? I'm not sure. Maybe we're all dead. Bummer. court is now in session again. Miles Edgeworth is no longer a lawyer because he's too young to be a lawyer. So Francisco and Carmen will be taking his place until he grows up. Any questions? How dare you question my needs and not need any additional information? Apologies, Manfred Mark Carmen's daughter. Stop apologizing. It makes you look weak. I am old. I always look weak and patient. My husband, Manfred Mark Carmen, is old. Are you calling my husband weak and pathetic? I apologize for my behavior. Please put down. I don't have a whip. Aren't you old too? The pigment cells in your hair follicles are gradually fading. That was actually pretty smart. How dare you say such foolish. You should open an April Fool's to sell jewelry and then fool your foolish customers. With foolish scams make money because you're a foolish fool. Felix, foolish fool. Please do not assault me with your whip. I don't have a whip. That sure felt like a whip. Foolish tool of a fool in fools and the cool pool of drool that's dreaming for fools that have the combined IQ of 5 fools. You're a fool or what is going on? Oh yeah, I can't with this anymore. You should all be ashamed of yourselves and carry yourselves to death. Let's hear the testimony before the psychopath kills you. Say your name and profession. My name is Gordon Ortezwool, and I'm half chef, half rat, but full-time Scottish. Begin your testimony. Okay. I'm the head chef of my restaurant. It's Ellen Pixar Animations. Only the staff is allowed to work there. So only the staff would be allowed to murder Mr. Victim if he were on the menu. I never hired Maya Fey, so she wasn't allowed to kill Mr. Victim under any circumstances. It's Ellen Pixar Animations has a strict no murder outside of the kitchen policy because our policy states every one of their dishes. Any murders must happen off screen to create a family-friendly environment, and therefore the murder would need to have taken place in the kitchen in order to be ethical. This murder happened in front of the customers. Witnesses would shut down my restaurant for sure. Do your foolish minds understand now? Maya Fey cannot be innocent because she's a fool who murdered people in the room full of witnesses. That's a rough story, I cannot lie. I'm sure you can find a lie there somewhere. There's no way Maya Fey could have done this. Is there something definitely isn't right with that story? I'll work something out. Don't worry. I'm the head chef of my restaurant. It's Alan Pixar Animations. Is that the same restaurant where the murder took place? Yes. It is a frequent problem, but we've hired an exterminator to deal with it right now. Carry on. Only the staff is allowed to work there, so only the staff would be allowed to murder Mr. Victim if he were on the menu. How often does your staff murder the customers? That question is irrelevant to the case. I disagree. It is possible that irrelevant. Stop wasting our time with the foolish interrogation. Francisca von Whiplash is right. We're wasting time. Move along. I never hired Maya Fey, so she wasn't allowed to kill Mr. Victim under any circumstances. You never hired her? I can't stand working with women. I would never hire her. Was she a customer? Stop harassing my fool, Phoenix Wright. A customer would not have permission to murder Mr. Victim. The act is illegal, and that's all there is to say. How am I supposed to work with this horrid human being trying to murder me every time I think of something? It's Alan Pixar Animation has a strict no murder outside of the kitchen policy because our policies state that every one of our dishes must be rated G or PG. Why does that matter? Allowing kids in your restaurant brings big families, which means more customers and more money at the box office. I don't think that's going to help you much. Any murder must happen off-screen to create a family-friendly environment, and therefore the murder would need to have taken place in the kitchen in order to be ethical. Are there any dishes that are prepared in front of the customers in your restaurant? No. We think that is barbaric and may interrupt pleasant conversation that the customers may be having. So cook do not get to see what the customers are. Only the waiters. We stay in the kitchen. Interesting. This murder happened in front of the customers. The witnesses would shut down my restaurant for sure. They would only shut down the place if they saw a person from the staff do it. They would not hold the restaurant accountable for something a customer did. That's what I am applying. My fate didn't work for us, and even if she did, she would have broken the law by leaving the kitchen. She is guilty. He makes a very good point. I'm sure you'll find a contradiction somewhere. There is no contradiction, you foolish fool. Cook or not, Maya is guilty. Give us the verdict already. This testimony only proves that whoever murdered Mr. Victim is a murderer. Gordon Ratzatwell's testimony could have proved that Maya is guilty because he admitted it. Order in the court. You would like to place an order? How lovely. I happen to be a chief. What would you like? Your Honor, Chief Ratatouille is trying to change the subject. You're such a theatrical oh my gosh, I suck at English. The defense makes a good point. How can the witness confirm that the crime was committed by Maya Fey if the witness didn't see her? I don't know. I don't know. A man died. You see Maya Fey. You accuse her. So you're saying you did see Maya Fey? Yes, I did. Why didn't you mention that in your testimony? I guess I forgot. You forgot you saw Maya Fey? Yes. How could you forget you saw the alleged culprit of the murder? You're harassing my client, Phoenix Wright. He's not a witness, Your Honor. He couldn't have witnessed anything. That just makes him a non-witness. We shall give the testimony a chance to change the entire story. Go right ahead, Gordon Ratzatwell. I saw Maya Fey. I saw her with my own eyes. She was in the kitchen before the murder, but the waiter took her out. She was with Mr. Victim when I last saw her, and the murder happened seconds later. Thank you. Nick's right. Do your right. I saw Maya Fey. I saw her with my own eyes. Where were your eyes at when this happened? They were in the kitchen with me. The crime didn't happen in the kitchen. It happened in the service room. How could your eyes have ever seen anything? The rest of his foolish testimony answers that foolish question, you fool speaker. He was in the kitchen before the murder, but the waiter took her out. What was she doing in the kitchen? Was she working? I told you, I would never work with a woman. She was taken out immediately. Why was she in there in the first place? I wouldn't know. Something is fishy, and I'm not talking about this. Why won't he tell us why she was there? You think he's hiding something? Yeah, I just don't know what. It's up to me to figure it out. Please continue. She was with Mr. Victim when I saw her, and the murder happened seconds later. Where were they? At the table, of course. Where else? How many people were in that table? 2. You foolish fool, don't you mean 3? I should hear you thrice with my whip so you can learn how to count, you fulton. You have the combined IQ of 3 fools who ran into each other's heads on and give each other brain damage that's merging together at a single triple fool at 3, 2. Oh my gosh, this is so clever. I swear there were only two disabled Mr. Victim and YFA. Phoenix Wright, could you please explain to me what is happening? Gordon Redsettle only saw two people on the table. The first one was Mr. Victim. Who was the other? Did he not say it was YFA? It wasn't YFA, Your Honor. It was the testimony. She was with Mr. Victim when YFA arrived. Fool. What he means is that YFA was sent back to the service room and there were two other people at the table, Mr. Victim and the testimony. No, it was just Mr. Victim besides YFA. Be silent, fool. There you have it, Your Honor. Gordon Redsettle's testimony contradicts the testimony's testimony. He never saw YFA. He saw the testimony and thought it was YFA. The testimony never said she was having dinner with Mr. Victim. She's just said that she saw him. A fair point. Phoenix Wright, is there anything in your pocket that can prove that the testimony was dining with Mr. Victim? Of course there is. What? I have the waiter's notepad. Someone at Mr. Victim's table ordered a bag of homemade chips. That's the only table to have ordered this that evening, and that's what the testimony was eating. The testimony still saw YFA in the crime scene. She saw her murder Mr. Victim. YFA was in the scene, but she saw neither a customer nor a cook, nor a murderer. She was a Isn't that right, Gordon Redsettle? YFA was a dish? Look at the waiter's notes. Mr. Victim ordered steak. And how did he want that steak, Mr. Redsettle? Medium. Medium. YFA is not a cook. YFA is not a customer. YFA is not a murderer. YFA is a medium. A medium steak. Silence. Silence. Phoenix Wright, are you suggesting that Mr. Victim intended to eat medium Fae? That's right, Your Honor. YFA could not have murdered Mr. Victim, as steaks did not have the power to do such things. Food can only murder people through choking or poisoning, and Mr. Victim was decapitated. What a foolish story. If YFA was just a dish, then who'd murder Mr. Victim? I don't know yet, but I intend to find out. Perhaps YFA herself could tell us something useful. Your Honor, I'd like to call in YFA to testify. Sure, why not? State your name and profession. My name is YFA. I am a medium steak. Tell us what you said to Talent Pixar Animations. I was locked in the refrigerator until Gordon Redsettle took me to the kitchen. I was seasoned, I was seared, I was served, I was coated in sauce. Then the waiter came along, took me out of the kitchen, and left me right at Mr. Victim's table. In the testimony, Mr. Victim started fighting over chips. I was eating slowly, and I was already inside Mr. Victim when the murder happened, so I couldn't see who killed him. You can begin the cross-examination. I was locked in the refrigerator until Gordon Redsettle took me to the kitchen. Was this the only time you were taken out of the refrigerator? Yeah. As soon as the ingredients arrived at the restaurant, they were taken to the refrigerator and they were kept there until they were needed to make a delicious dish. That sounds terrifying. It isn't. The population of the refrigerator is mentally prepared to die since childhood. We don't think of being cooked as the end. We think of it as a metamorphosis, becoming dishes when we become one with our brothers and sisters to become the ultimate culinary. We're not afraid of death. We look forward to it. Do you look forward to the death of others too? Your Honor, that is a leading question. Don't rat me out like that, you foolish snitch. Snitches get stitches, says lawyer. You will be punished for this. This isn't fair. I should have been a tomato instead of a lawyer. I was seasoned, I was seared, I was served, and I was coated in sauce. You sound delicious. May I have the recipe? It's a secret recipe that the Italian Pixar animations cannot share, but you can order me at any time. This is not relevant to the case, Your Honor. Then the waiter came along, took me out of the kitchen, and I left right at Mr. Victim's table. Was the testimony there? Yes, she looked hungry and slutty. The day was probably going well. At least it was until they started talking about potatoes. Potatoes? Then the testimony and Mr. Victim started fighting over chips. What was that argument about? Chips versus mashed potatoes. I was served with the most delicious mashed potatoes, and Mr. Victim praised them. The testimony said that her chips were better, and they started fighting each other. Mr. Victim said she was a fucking bitch and that he was glad that her mom choked to death on chips when she was 7 years old. How did the testimony react to that? I am not sure. I was being eaten while this happened, so my attention was divided. You're very professional, I understand. I was eating slowly and I was already inside Mr. Victim when the murder happened, so I couldn't see who killed him. How did you know Mr. Victim was murdered if you were inside him? I saw the knife coming in and out of the stomach, and when he was decapitated, the restaurant's light blessed. And I shined the second time as I remember dancing under the spotlight. I see. The witnesses never see who killed the victim. How can they be witnesses if they didn't witness shit? I think she might be lying about being a witness. Though I don't think she's lying about being innocent. You're doing great. We're getting closer to the truth. I am very confused and tired. My face testimony contradicts the testimony's testimony. How do we determine who's telling the truth? I suggest that we strike both fools with my whip until one of them confesses. You'd just strike Maya Fey hard to make sure she'll break first. Can you prove it? That's a good point. Phoenix right. Can you prove that Francis Karma won't mind? I guess not. I just don't think we should torture people with a whip. I don't have a whip. Enough. I have decided not to torture eyewitnesses after all. What a foolish way to waste our time. Let's hear what the waiter has to say about all of this. My name is Soup Herman. I am a waiter. Do you give service to Mr. Victim? Yes, that's right. Very well. Go ahead. Okay, let's take a small break again. It's actually not as dense as it was before. Alright, we're continuing. Mr. Victim was on a date with the testimony. I took their order. He wanted a medium steak with mashed potatoes. She wanted homemade chips. I delivered their order, and soon after, they were fighting over the chips and the mashed potatoes. Mr. Victim and the testimony got very mad at each other, I think. Then I brought the check and they fought over who would pay. She said he should because he's a man. He said she would because she was a man. Then she cut his face off and put it in. She yelled, "Hey, I'm Mr. Victim. Look at me." And then mugged him. I took my money, wished them both a lovely evening, and then my face stabbed Mr. Victim and proceeded to eat him. That sounds like a perfectly ordinary story. Good luck, Phoenix Wright. Mr. Victim was on a date with the testimony. They were on a date? How do you know this? Table for two. A man, a woman. They both look horny, but they didn't arrive at the same time. It just had to be they. So this confirms that Mr. Victim and the testimony were on the same table. I took their order. He wanted a medium stick with mashed potatoes. She wanted homemade chips. Was there anybody else at the table? No one. It was just the two of them enjoying the privacy of our restaurant. We can have a very intimate ambience at the Olympics are interesting. So you didn't see anyone else with Mr. Victim besides the testimony? No, I don't think I did. Please proceed. I delivered their order, and soon after, they were fighting over the chips and the mashed potatoes. How did this happen? They had a disagreement over which dish tasted better, and it escalated quickly. It escalated? How so? Mr. Victim and the testimony got very mad at each other, I think. What caused this? Was it all just over chips? I think he brought up the death of his mother and that she had like sexual intercourse with his Marcus. It was very standard. Did either of them get violent? They yelled a lot, and I think Mr. Victim threatened to grab her chips, crush them into dust, and stuff her eyes into it. That never happened though. What happened next? Then I brought the check and they fought over who should pay. She said she should because he's a man. He said she should because she was a man. Then she cut his face off and put it on. What did you do then when this happened? I felt very awkward, so while they argued, I kept working. There was a phone call. An ambulance made an order. I took it and I returned to Mr. Victim's table. What about Maya Fey? Had Mr. Victim eaten her? No, not at all. Plenty of her was still left, and Mr. Victim talked too much to finish fast. That doesn't sound great, Nick. If this is true, then Maya Fey could still have killed Mr. Victim. Don't say that, Maya. I'm sure she's innocent. I just have to find the contradiction somewhere. What happened next? She yelled, "Hey, I'm Mr. Victim. Look at me." And then mugged him. Where were you when this happened? I stood right next to them, waiting for my money. Weren't you scared when she robbed him? Women rob men all the time in the restaurants. It's completely standard. I see. I took my money, wished them both a lovely evening, and then my face stabbed Mr. Victim and proceeded to eat him. Your money? Doesn't that go to the restaurant, or do you mean your tip? Oh yeah, that's just it, yeah. My tip. I took my tip. You were never tipped. Miles didn't tip you either. No one tips here. You're absolutely Phoenix right. That's no way to treat a witness. You may have my whip if you don't even have a whip. I don't understand. Why does the tip matter? The tip is all that matters, because that's why Sub Herman killed Mr. Victim. What? You were not tipped, so you murdered Mr. Victim and ate him. That makes no sense. The testimony was paying, not Mr. Victim. She paid with his wallet. Mr. Victim paid and she did not want to tip him. You cannot even prove that he didn't get tipped. Just because Miles Edgeworth didn't tip, it doesn't mean that Mr. Victim didn't. She's right. Do you have proof that Mr. Victim didn't? I can't. You're bluffing. I am not. Prove it then. How can Phoenix Wright prove that Mr. Victim didn't tip Soup Joe? Herman, you don't have the receipt. You can't prove anything about it. I know he didn't pay his taxes because he was an asshole. I have his medical records. It was a diagnosed asshole. I also have his tax returns. He never paid his taxes and he was a cheap asshole. Mr. Victim was very rich and he became rich by accumulating tips from waiters who serviced him. That's what he did for a living. Make waiters miserable. You're insane. I didn't kill Mr. Victim. Maya Fey did. She did not. She couldn't have because she had already been eaten. You were surprised they didn't order dessert, which is something you only expect when people finish their food in the first place. My face was inside Mr. Victim's stomach. Nobody would see where she was anymore. So when Mr. Victim refused to tip you, you took this opportunity to dress up as my face and frame her for the murder. That's why the testimony in Gordon or Tazwell thought Maya was involved in the murder. You also had dinner with the testimony afterwards and seduced her. You thought she was beautiful, and that's why you spared her life, despite the fact that she was paying on Mr. Victim's behalf. That is so silly. Where would I even get Maya's clothes from? The coat rack. Excuse me? Every time someone comes in, you encourage people to hand their clothes on the coat rack. Maya Fey had surrendered her clothes, and you took them. Beautiful theory, but worthless when you can't prove that Maya Fey hung her clothes on the coat rack. I know she did. She wasn't the plate. No one is people with the clothes on. Either Maya Fey gave out her clothes willingly or Mr. Victim undressed her, but she was most certainly naked. This tomfoolery is very absurd. You should have in a foolish philosopher, let's say foolish philosophers, right? You're the kind of absurdism and foolish. The story is very interesting, but it relies on the assumption that Maya has been hidden before Superman's arrival. Many people, myself included, don't finish their food because they leave a room for dessert. Very true. I'm a waiter. I would know. The prosecution is right. How can we know that Maya Fey had not been fully eaten when the murder happened? Do you have anything to prove this? You're losing them again, Wick. I know, but what can I do? How do I prove that? I think I have heard enough. Without proof that Maya Fey had been fully eaten when the murder took place, we have no reason to believe that she isn't guilty. Your Honor, look at me. Mia, do I not look like a total snack? Your Honor, that question is unacceptable. This entire trial is unacceptable. It is an assault to the justice system. Look me in the eye and tell me that you would not eat me in the 5 seconds. Damn, that is a very good point. Foolish fool. That isn't Maya Fey. Look at her. I am looking at her. Please ignore the fact that my face looks different and focus on the fact that my breast can that makes me extremely about. There is no Mr. Victim would not finish within a couple of minutes. It's just biologically impossible. Finally, after careful thought, Maya Fey is found not guilty. Perverted old man. What did you say? Nothing, Your Honor. I'm just glad we could figure this out. As for you, Sip Herman, yes, Your Honor? A waiter should get tipped. This murder was within reason. The court finds you not guilty. Thank you for watching Advanced Mammals. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, Advanced Mammals. Though I must clarify that this video isn't actually AI written, I simply took inspiration from how AIs written stories to make this. In the future, Advanced Mammals will replace AIs. Until next time. Yeah, until next time, guys.